Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea Dinan from chelseadinan.com. As you probably know, a big part of my work in the personal development field is finding new things, new practices for self-growth and for developing ourselves, mind, body, and soul, and coming back here to share them with you. Before we get started, while you're watching this video, if you find it to be helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and that way I know to create more videos like this in the future, and be sure to subscribe because I would love to see you back here. So if you've been here before, you know that recently I've been talking a lot about the Miracle Morning. I recently committed to doing 30 days of the Miracle Morning. I have a video about the results that I saw after doing those 30 days. And if you're new and you have no idea what the Miracle Morning is, it is a book by Hal Elrod that outlines 6 different practices to do in your daily morning practice. They're known as the Savers, and I break them down in one of my blog posts. I will link to that below so you can check it out. Read up on the Miracle Morning, because today I am going to tell you what happened when I stopped doing the Miracle Morning. That's right, I stopped. Because like I said, I am all about experiments and trying new things and then seeing what happens when we stop. I think it's a great way to see the value that things add to our lives when we take them out. And so that's exactly what I did. I committed to those 30 days of the Miracle Morning and then I stopped. So for about the past month now, I have not been doing the Miracle Morning every single day like I was before. Now, just to give you a refresher, I was waking up every day between 4:30 and 5 a.m. On the weekends, it was a little bit later, but I completed each of the Savers. I felt amazing. It made such a difference in my life. And then one day I decided I was going to stop doing it. So I was still kind of waking up early because my body was then programmed to wake up early, but I wasn't consciously doing each of the Savers. I wasn't necessarily waking up at the same time. So I definitely was not following the Miracle Morning every single day. And I'm going to tell you now the differences that I started to see. I don't know if I've said this enough in previous videos, but I fully believe in morning rituals, morning routines, really starting off your day with a solid foundation. That's why I loved the Miracle Morning as much as I did, because it really set a solid foundation for you and it was rather easy to follow. Now, this is not to say that the Miracle Morning is the only morning routine out there. It certainly isn't, but it's one that I found really worked for me. So here we go. The first thing that I really noticed a difference in when I stopped doing the Miracle Morning was my overall sense of fulfillment and my productivity. I didn't feel aligned with my values and my goals, and I pretty much just felt really out of whack. When I was practicing the Miracle Morning every single day, I honestly just felt this elevated sense of fulfillment and purpose. If you've watched my video after my 30-day Miracle Morning challenge, then you will know that was one of my biggest takeaways, one of the biggest results that I saw. There's something to be said about doing so much before 8 a.m. or in my case, 7 a.m. and taking that out, no longer having that morning practice, that creates a really big void in your day. At least that's what I noticed. And so not having that as the first thing that I did every morning when I woke up left me feeling less productive, left me feeling less fulfilled in my day. I noticed that I stopped reading my book. It was a commitment that I made when I started the Miracle Morning to read one book start to finish. It's something that I honestly don't often do. I usually read several books at once, but I said, you know what, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to read only one book until I finish it, and then I will begin a new one. So I'd already started my second book and I was charging through it, and then when I stopped the Miracle Morning, I stopped reading that book, and sure enough, we'll go into this later, I started reading multiple books again. Doesn't work. The second thing that I noticed was my energy. Now, you would probably think that from waking up so early in the morning that I would be more drained, I would have less energy, but I actually had more energy. Again, I think a lot of that is because of that foundation that you're setting in your day and feeling really productive, starting your morning. It gave me more energy to get through the day. It kind of just was that driving force behind everything that I did. So when I stopped it, I noticed that I was waking up every morning a little bit later, but I honestly didn't really feel like getting out of bed. I still felt exhausted when I woke up, and I was definitely dragging my feet to get to sleep at night. So when I was doing the Miracle Morning, I obviously was determined to go to bed earlier so I could wake up earlier. But when I stopped the Miracle Morning, I didn't really have that push to go to bed earlier. So I wasn't. But I wasn't really being useful with that extra time. I was reading articles online or looking up new recipes or just finding things to do because I did not have to go to bed earlier. The third thing that I noticed, this was a really big one, the longer I went without doing the Miracle Morning, I lost my focus. I was just not nearly as focused as I was when I was doing the Miracle Morning. When I was doing the Miracle Morning, it was almost this superhuman force of determination and drive and really wanting to accomplish as much as I could in the day. And then when I stopped doing it, I wasn't as focused. I woke up feeling a little bit scatterbrained. I started to become clumsy and forgetful, and I'm not a forgetful person, but just silly things that I wasn't really remembering. Like I mentioned earlier, I was really determined to read one book at a time, and then when I stopped the Miracle Morning, I picked up my Kindle, I bought a new book, so I was reading 3 books at once and kind of just going based off of what I felt like reading, but feeling like I was just kind of spinning in circles because I wasn't actually finishing one book. And then the last thing that I noticed was my overall sense of happiness. I think there's just a lot to be said about all the positive attributes that can be added to your life by doing any sort of solid daily morning practice. And so when I was no longer doing my affirmations or my visualizations, I wasn't doing all of that within this 1 hour of time to start my day. So when I stopped doing that, I lost touch with my visions for my future. And because I wasn't waking up earlier, I did not have as much time in my day. I was not being as useful with my time. And so my biggest goals and aspirations, the things that did take a lot of time and a lot of energy, were being put on the back burner. So I knew, because again, I consciously chose to stop doing the Miracle Morning to be able to weigh the differences in having that solid morning routine and then not having it. I would do it when I felt like it. I would journal when I felt like it. I would read when I felt like it. But it was not a daily conscious effort. And I'm telling you right now, I noticed the differences. There were so many times when I felt scatterbrained, or I felt forgetful, or I didn't feel focused, and the one thing that I could think of was, I haven't been doing the Miracle Morning. Yeah, it's not always easy to wake up that early. Yeah, sometimes you want to hit the snooze button, but I've got to say, now that I can see the results, and I have that clarity around the value in a solid morning routine, I'm going back to it. So excited about it, to finish my book and to really get back into my visualizing, getting really solid about my goals and my future, and really just having that time for personal development every single morning, no matter what. I've been thinking about doing a 21-day little group challenge of the Miracle Morning, so if that's something that you would want to take part in, then please let me know in the comments below, and also be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Chelsea Dinan, because that's where I'll be announcing the details and all the specifics around the 21-day challenge. So it'll be about 3 weeks, not a full month, but I figured it would be cool to have a group of people going through this together to cheer each other on and share our experience. I'm just so excited, so stoked to get back into it. So my last little takeaway is that we really do have the power to choose how we want to live our daily life, the energy that we want to wake up with, how we want to make use of our time. It's not always easy, but most of the time it ends up being worth it. So invest in yourself, commit to yourself, commit to your own personal growth. And when something is not working, change course, choose differently. You guys can check out plenty of free resources over on my blog, chelseadinan.com. I also have a free workshop over there, which I'll link to below in case you want to check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of good vibes and positive energy as you begin your own morning routine. And we'll see you guys next time.